Okay, good afternoon. Dave here, and I just want to talk a little bit about knowledge and information. So, the main point that I want to get across here is that true knowledge, true learning, is always done through experience. One of the sort of dysfunctions that I see a lot is that people look for knowledge outside of themselves. They look for knowledge uh, from other people, and this is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's the application that I think they're missing. So when you try and get knowledge, you can actually really get knowledge from someone else. You can only get information from someone else. They can give you information and ideas. You can get information and ideas from the internet or a web page or a study or something like that, but it's not actually true knowledge. It's just data or ideas or a bunch of sentences strung together. It doesn't turn into true knowledge until you take it and you apply it and you actually do something with it. So I think a lot of society today values a lot of the letters that people put beside their name and their credentials. And there's nothing wrong with having credentials, but when you're trying to uh, acquire information from someone else, do they actually have the experience that backs up those credentials and those letters beside their name? When you're looking for a mentor or someone to look up to or someone that you really, there's something in your life that you really want to move forward with in this direction, whether you want to make changes with your diet or you want to move forward on a spiritual manner or, with career manner, you always want to make sure the person that you're going to has the true experience, that they are 100% the actions and the being and the representation of what it is that you seek to uh, have them help you bring out within yourself. Otherwise, you're just going to get a person that's just going to repeat a bunch of ideas that they heard from somewhere else, a bunch of data that they read from somewhere else, and uh, you're just going to end up not truly valuing their information that they give you, because that person is not resonating with that experience that you're looking forward to or looking to make for yourself. So always value your experiences as the true source of learning, and always listen to those experiences preferentially if you know them to be true for yourself, and as long as they are working for you, always listen to those experiences over and above what anyone ever tells you, whatever you read in a book, or whatever study you hear, because chances are you're just going to end up doing the wrong thing. It's as simple as that. And now it's not really the wrong thing in that um, there's something wrong with that information. It's just not going to get you to where you want to go. And I'll give you an example, I guess. We'll take one example is someone is perhaps looking to make some healthier dietary changes in their life, but they really have trouble getting off the sugar, getting off the white flour, getting off the junk foods, and all that kind of stuff. And so they read and they hear in the media and they read all these quote unquote studies that say that having this low fat diet is good for you or whatever, but they're eating a bunch of processed foods that are low fat and they're not getting any of the results they want, but the person still holds on to this idea that they have heard from other people, and from what they have read, they've convinced themselves so much that this is the path that they should take, and yet their experience of not having better health, of not having more energy and more vitality, does not correlate with those ideas and those thoughts and that information that they're getting. So whatever idea and information you get from the external world around you, you always have to bounce that off what's going, in here and in here in your heart, and you have to make sure that it resonates with you and it's true with you. And then once you feel that, then you actually have to go out and verify that with your own experience. And basically, this means a lot of trial and error sometimes, that you're going to have to try things that work for you and things that don't. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's all part of the process. But if you can find someone who is actually the being and the representation and the action of what it is that you're looking for, that will dramatically accelerate your progress forward in terms of what you actually want to accomplish or do. So that's what I want to talk about today. Just make sure that you're always, there's so much information coming at us nowadays that you've got to put your filter on, and you can't blindly accept an idea as a way of being if you have not personally verified that through your own experiences. And even then, as such, everybody's always growing and everybody's always changing. That experience and that idea may only work for you for a period of time. It could be a year, it could be 15 years, but at some point you grow and evolve beyond that idea or framework by which you have lived in your life, and you have to then become open to new ideas. So the idea, that you were living your life a certain way for a period of time works, but then after a while it may not work, and you have to keep an open mind for a new set of ideas or framework that you can then re-verify through your experiences that they work for you. And by what I mean that they work for you is that whatever idea you're trying to do really gets you excited. You've got to really feel joy and excitement and an affinity and a resonance, with the idea or the thoughts that you're thinking of taking action on. But if you're going to adopt a set of ideas or a framework as a lifestyle, and the idea of doing that doesn't excite you whatsoever, you're just going to create a lot more misery and a lot more suffering for yourself. So always verify the ideas through your experience, but at the same time, in the long run, always be open to new ideas and new experiences so you can continue to grow and evolve as a person. So that's basically it. A lot of information. Keep your filters on. Filter and verify through your thoughts and your feelings. The ideas have to excite you, but they also have to work for you physically. And if they're not working for you, then you're just gonna have to do trial and error. But the proof is in the experience. When something works for you, it will be proven through what you do, and no matter what other people tell you around you in your environment, or whatever ideas that you hear coming in that contradict what your experience tells you, you always have to stay firm within the true knowledge of your experience, because it is only you that can experience it and no one else. So that's what I want to share today, and thank you very much for watching this video.